They inked Eric Milton to a lucrative free agent contract, and they traded prospect Dustin Mosley for Ramon Ortiz, and all three have been inconsistent, which has kind of overshadowed the work of Aaron Harang. He's got 4 straight outings of at least 7 innings with an ERA in the low 3s, getting some defensive help against the Astros early on today. Runners on second. Felipe Lopez saving a run behind second base, throws out Lance Berkman to save a run. Top 2, runner on, Joe Randa. Roger Clemens makes a mistake deep to left and out. Randa's 5th, a 2-0 lead for Harang, which is all he would need on 9 days rest. Goes 7 innings again. No runs, just 5 hits allowed. He ties a career high with 10 strikeouts, and the Reds blow it over the 9th against the Stros pen. Adam Dunn just misses a 3-run homer off John Franco. That would just instead be a long RBI single. Sean Casey makes it 3-0. Next batter, Randa singles off Russ Springer to left. 3rd hit of the game. Junior trots in 4-0 after an Austin Kearns walk. Texas native Jason LaRue singling through the drawn-in infield. Dunn and Randa both come home at 6-0. 2 batters later, it's Ryan Friel, and that is a 3-run jack to left, his 2nd of the year. Blow him out. 2nd game in a row. The Reds win by 9. Clemens has given up 3 home runs all year long, 2 of them to Joe Randa. Harang moves to 4-3 this season while lowering his ERA to 2.797. And Sean Casey extends his hitting streak to 7 games. LaRue has hit 9 straight. Lopez in 12. The Reds snap a 4-game losing streak on the road, while the Astros are shut out for a league-leading 9th time. Evening, everyone. The Reds with a rare road win last night. Rarer still against Roger Clemens, a pitcher they'd never beaten. So guess what happens tonight? They face Brandon Backey, whom they've never beaten. But opposing him is Texas native Matt Belisle, a 24-year-old with about 30 relatives and friends in the house tonight. Pitching a gem until the 4th, Mike Lamb. With a shot past diving Felipe Lopez at short, rolls into center. Lance Berkman scores. It's 1-0. Top 5. Ryan Friel with a rocket back to the mound, and Backey, look what I found. Friel can't believe it. That would loom large because a few batters later, Junior plays long ball, and instead of a 3-run shot, it's only 2. His 8th on the season. Reds up 2-1. Bottom of the inning, the Stros get those right back. Todd Self singles past Lopez into left. Backey motors home. It is 2-all. 2 batters later, Berkman sails one over Dunn's head to the wall and left. Willie Taveras scores from second. Self waved around from first. The Lopez relay to Jason LaRue. Plenty of time. Keeps the score at 3-2 Stros. Ricky Stone in to pitch the 6th. Gets one up to Adam Everett, and it lands in the Crawford boxes. It's 4-2 Houston. 4-3 in the 8th, Dan Wheeler gets done looking. Joe Randa swinging, and Rich Aurelia swinging. Brad Lidge in the 9th. LaRue swinging. Austin Kearns swinging. Lopez swinging. Reds lose 4-3. Belisle gets the loss. He goes 5 innings, allows 6 hits, 3 earned. Lopez has now hit in 13 consecutive games. LaRue's hit streak is 10, while Casey's is 8. And tomorrow, the ultimate unbeaten. Roy Oswalt, 13-0 against Cincinnati. Reds general manager Dan O'Brien had, quote, pretty limited interest from other teams in Danny Graves, unable to work out a trade. The Reds have requested unconditional release waivers on the 31-year-old pitcher. If he is not claimed by another team during the 48-hour waiver period, Graves will become a free agent, and the Reds will get absolutely nothing in return.
So Roy Oswalt owns the Reds. Do you really think Ramon Ortiz cares if he's 13-0 with a 2.52 ERA career against Cincinnati? Ortiz might argue he has the title to the Astros in his hand. Undefeated all time against Houston with a daunting .82 ERA. Difference is he's only faced the Astros twice to Oswalt's 17 appearances against the Reds. Ortiz in trouble in the first, loads him up with no one out. Houston scores 1, but Ortiz gets out of the jam by getting Chris Burke to fly out and in the inning. Top 4, Ken Griffey Jr. evens things up just out of Adam Everett's reach. Felipe Lopez scores to tie things up at 1. Lopez's hitting streak now at 14. Same score, bases juice, 1 out for Joe Randa. First pitch swinging into the 4-6-3 double play. Inning over. Bottom 4, Ortiz only gives up 2 runs. The first on a sac fly. This one flies a little further off Lance Berkman's bat. 2-1 Astros. Tying run on second for Griffey in the 6th. He can't lay off the high cheese. Kent Merker on in the 7th. Jason Lane mistakes the Reds reliever for an insurance salesman, and he is buying the policy. Everett and Willie Taveras score. Reds fall 4-1, drop 2 of 3 to the Stros. Reds still 0 against Oswalt. The 5 through 9 hitters, Dunn, Kearns, Randa, Valentin, Ortiz, and pitch hitter Jacob Cruz 0 for 15 with 4 strikeouts. Kearns 0 for his last 20, the longest hitless streak of his career. And oh yeah, Junior's 3rd in National League All-Star voting for outfielders. The only other Red on the radar, Big Dunner, 15th in the voting.
The Reds, presented by Safe Auto Insurance Company. So glad he could join us here on FSN Ohio. The Reds trying to even up this 3-game set at a game apiece after dropping last night's game. And let's take you back to the Safe Auto Insurance highlights. And it was a big-time offensive night for the Colorado Rockies. Clint Barmas in the second. Here's a 2 RBI single that put the Rockies on top 2-0. Fourth inning, Austin Kearns, part of a 3-hit night, going the other way on this one. The first pitch that he saw, 2-1, that pulled the Reds within 1. Fifth inning, Preston Wilson, he had a big night at the dish. This one on a 1-0 count. And this one out of the yard against Eric Milton. Eric Milton has given up the most home runs in the majors this season. 3-1 Colorado at that point. They added a run and made it 4-1. But Richard really had turned and got all of that one. That one deep to left. 4-2 Colorado at that point. Bottom of the 6th, Ryan Friel ran into a bunch of trouble. He's a ground ball pitcher, and he came in and got just what he wanted, ground balls. But this is a funny game called baseball, and sometimes even when you get ground balls, you cannot get outs. It was infield single after infield single, and then bloop singles brought in runs. It was a tough inning all around for Ryan Friel. And here again, Friel again, just over the head of Joe Randa. So the ball was just dropping the Colorado Rockies' way. And here's Dave Miley talking about that tough inning by Wagner.
Yeah, I think there were like 4 or 5 infield hits and a couple bloops, but that's baseball. I mean, the kid kept getting the ground balls, but just out of the reach.
I went out there and did what I do, and that's get ground balls. And I got a lot of them tonight, and not a lot of outs. But I guess that's baseball. Sometimes I took a big hit tonight.
Where you doing? It's 10-2 Colorado after 6, and then Preston Wilson, his second home run of the night. That was a 2-run shot. It was 12-2 Colorado. The Reds would score a couple more runs, but far little too late. 12-4 is your final. Jeff Francis, the lefty, has never been beaten here at Coors Field. This kid is the real deal. And Preston Wilson, a 4-for-5 night, 2 home runs, 3 RBI, and hopefully Austin Kearns, that's a good sign.
The talk shows can stop speculating about why William Opeña isn't playing in Cincinnati. The injured outfielder says his strained left quad muscle feels 100%. He expects to be back with the Reds Tuesday when they return home. Tonight, however, the Reds are in Colorado. Let's go to Coors Field. Too bad Felipe Lopez is thrown out stealing second base, because on the very next pitch, Joe Randa goes deep to left, so instead of 2-zip, it's 1-0 Reds. Still in the first, Rich Aurelia, the looper that's just out of reach, brings home Sean Casey and Adam Dunn. Reds 3-zip. Next batter, Jason LaRue sends the long fly into the gap and right. The double easily scores Austin Kearns, but Desi Relaford makes sure Aurelia is dead at the plate. Reds 4-0 after 1, but will those lost runs haunt them later? In a word, yes. The Rockies' comeback inning is the 6th. Todd Helton singles home Relaford, 4-2 Reds. Rocks add another run, then J.D. Clauser doubles in 2 more. Rockies score 6 in the 6th. Sounds just like last night. The Reds are down 6-4. And just like last night, Rich Aurelia goes deep and out, but the Reds lose their 4th straight. 7-5 is your final score. Aaron Harang throws 5 solid innings, then gives up 6 in that 6th before getting yanked. Aurelia 3-for-4 tonight, including his 5th home run, and Felipe Lopez goes 3-for-5 after ending his 14-game hitting streak last night. The Reds try to avoid the sweep tomorrow at 3:05 when Brandon Clausen faces Jason Jennings. 1 year ago, the Reds were in first place, 12 games over 500. Now, they're at the bottom of the Central, 13 games under, heading into today's finale against the Rockies. The situation is so dire that Chief Operating Officer John Allen flew to Denver to meet with manager Dave Miley. Allen calls the team's performance, quote, unacceptable, and says changes could be coming soon. Let's head to Coors Field. Top of the first. Reds load the bases. No outs. The walk to Adam Dunn. Plates Felipe Lopez, but that's the only run the Reds score in the frame. 1-0. Bottom 1. Brandon Clausen gives it right back. Preston Wilson lines a double to the gap in left center. Luis Gonzalez scores all the way from first, and it's 1-1. Your next batter, Dustin Moore, smokes one past Joe Randa down the left field line. That brings home Wilson, and it's now 2-1. Top 3, Sean Casey, come on, bang. Takes Jason Jennings deep to right and out. A runner aboard, 2-run shot. The Reds regain the lead 3-2. That's Casey's 3rd homer this season. Later in the inning, Rich Aurelia, with his lone hit of the day, singles the center. Ken Griffey Jr. comes around from second, 4-2. Stays that way until the 6th. Todd Green gets a hold of a Clausen fastball. A no-doubter to left. 2-run shot ties things up. Miley pulls Clausen. Reds down 5-4 in the 7th. Once again, they load the bases with no outs. Austin Kearns grounded to a double play. Casey scores the only run. Another wasted opportunity. But in the bottom of the frame, the Rockies counterpunch with 2 outs. Green singles the center off Brian Wagner. Todd Helton trots in at 6-5. Next up, Garrett Atkins, the double to the gap in right center, rolls all the way to the wall, bringing home the slow-footed Green from first. It's now 7-5 Rockies on top. To the 8th, 2-on for Felipe Lopez. Singles the left. Javier Valentin will beat the throw home. It's a 7-6 ball game. And 2 batters later, Casey, the hard grounder to third. Desi Relaford gets up, spins, throws home, nails Luis Lopez. Reds fail to tie the ball game. Bottom of the inning, Rockies add some insurance. Clint Barnes takes the David Weathers pitch for a ride to the bleachers. Solo homer to left, 8-6. Last chance, but Aurelia strikes out for the 3rd time of the day, and John Allen looks on in disbelief as the Reds are swept by the worst team in the league. 8-6, your final today. It's the Rockies' first sweep of the season. Clausen lasts 5 in the 3rd, allowed 8 hits, 5 earned. Casey's homer, his 118th in a Reds uniform, breaking a tie with Junior for 18th place. The Reds rack up 13 hits, but leave 10 men on base. Time for you at home to make the call. We hate to ask it, but it needs to be. Should the Reds fire manager Dave Miley? Yes or no? Last October, the Reds extended Miley's contract through the 06 season with a club option for 07. But it's what have you done for me lately? Call 345-1212. It's a free call, and we'll have your results a little later in the show. Reds fall into last place behind the Astros, 15 games out after 5 straight losses, 7 L's in their last 10 for the Reds. Welcome back. Time for Who Asked You. Richard Skinner, 1360 homer, one of the angry guys. And to his left, Willie Cunningham. We're talking sports tonight, Willie. No talk of SEG, no talk of Kabakaba, none of those black-white issues. I want to know, should Dave Miley be fired? That's our poll question for tonight.
My answer is no. In fact, hell no. Dave Miley coached me at Reds baseball heaven. I know he's a great strategist. The problem is, if the Great Pyramids along the Nile collapse, do you blame Ramses II or the slaves in the mud pits in Goshen? You don't blame necessarily Dave Miley, the manager. He knows what he's doing. The players do not know what they're doing. Dan O'Brien needs to be fired by sundown tomorrow.
Richard, how do you follow that?
Well, no, it's hard to follow that because I'm not sure what
have you
path
been in
he
the mud pit in
just
Goshen?
I have not. I've not even been with Ramses II, although I think you are him at sometimes. But Dan O'Brien does need to be fired, and he's the one that should go. But the problem is, Dan O'Brien won't go. You're 1 day away from the June draft, the amateur draft. You're not going to fire your general manager the day before the draft. John Allen makes the trip out to Colorado on a day's notice. So somebody's going. It might only be Don Gullett. It might be Don Gullett and Chris Chambliss. It might be Dave Miley, Don Gullett. It might be all of that. Dan O'Brien's not going. Unfortunately, Dave Miley is going to probably take the fall or one of his coaches.
That's got to be a big thing because John Allen flies out to Colorado the day that the team is coming back here. Why not wait till tomorrow and then address the team?
Well, I think a couple reasons. One is, obviously, if you break the news to the person or people who will get fired tonight, then tomorrow you can put the replacement in place at a press conference. You wrap it up very neatly. Obviously, John didn't want it to be that much of a secret. He just pops in the clubhouse and everybody and their brother knew about it. So he didn't seem to care in that regard, and maybe that speaks volumes too.
Okay, Miley is out. Willie, you're the manager. What do you do to fix this thing?
I look at my contracts. I think there's 5 or 6 players signed to multi-year deals. The rest of them, I either release them or send them to AAA, bring up the Louisville team, go to Billings, Montana. A year ago today, Harvey, as you know, the Reds were in first place. They're now 15 or 16 games out. They're on track to lose 105 games, 45 games out. I changed culturally the entire team. Griffey doesn't hustle. Kern strikes out too much. LaRue strikes out too much. Dunn strikes out too much. I trade him. I release him. I culturally change the team because this is a disaster. This is the Titanic. 1982, the Reds lost over 100 games for the first time ever. At this point, this is the worst team since Vern Rapp and my good friend Tracy Jones and Paul Householder played. Moves must be made tonight.
Skinny, can you make all those moves?
No, my guess is you struck out a lot of baseball heaven.
I never
too.
struck
I'm
out
just
for
guessing
Thomas
that
Funeral Home.
Well, probably not for them, but probably at baseball heaven. Well, the problem is you are saddled with some bad contracts. Griffey's contract is almost immovable unless you pick up some of it. Kearns can be moved. I think Dunn can be moved. He's still got a year for a team that's going to take him. He's got a year to arbitration, then another year till he gets to free agency. So he's actually somewhat economical for the team that takes him. But you must shake up the dynamic of the ball club.
So you're ripping it apart, though.
Absolutely. In fact, you need to start that immediately. In the last 161 games, dating back to when Willie mentioned they were in first place on this date last year, they're 61-100. That's a full season's worth with 100 losses, and they're heading for their 5th straight sub-500 season with the same core. Get rid of all of them that you can get rid of.
One crisis. The Reds ownership the last week have had 1 or 2 meetings, and they increased the payroll because Carl Linder and Bill Reich and some others said, let's do it because of projected attendance. They're not getting the attendance, and now there's going to be a margin call on other Reds owners, and they're not happy.
Money, money, money. That's what we're talking about.
That's it.
Hey, let's move over to the Bengals because Nate Webster, speaking about money, says, I want to restructure my deal. I want to stay with this team, and maybe that'll give me time to get healthy. What do you make of that?
Well, it's a smart move on his part, and obviously works out for the Bengals because now financially they're not on the hook for a lot of money. And for Nate, you know, he's come back from a serious knee injury, and it's still going to take him some time to get back. So if you want to prove yourself to another NFL team down the road, you need to do it this season, and you're not going to do it if suddenly you're cut and every other team's looking going, hey, he's got a bad knee, let's not take him. The Bengals would have eaten the contract, but Nate Webster probably would have had his career finished at that stage of the game, or at least retarded by about a year or two.
Willie, I know you're in love with Marvin Lewis.
I was with him 3 nights ago going over strategies and various things, and I told the Black Jesus of Cincinnati, who will take us to the promised land of the mountaintop, you've never won 9 games as the Bengals head coach. That is what you must do, Marvin. You have a commitment. Never in Cincinnati history has in the first week in June, we Reds fans have said, hoo-day. I'm not saying hoo-day because I want the Bengals to win and win and win some more. Marvin will take him to the promised land.
Is he talking about the coach?
Well, here's the, I don't know. He might be talking about Kabaka Abba for all I know. But, you know, it is strange that here we have the whole situation at UC. We have the Reds stink. We're in June and we're hoping for the Bengals, but that's where we're at in Cincinnati right now is we're hopeful for the Bengals to run around in shorts at minicamp.
We used to wait at least till July, right? 4th of July,
No, we wait till about September the 3rd, wait till after Labor Day, after they lost the opener, realize, when's basketball start?
Hey, talking about football, how about the Marshals? I mean, here's a team that last week they had to drive themselves to Fayetteville to play a team.
No
they
equipment.
didn't have equipment, no coaches, and now suddenly they have a new coach. Can this team survive at least the rest of this year?
I was surprised you didn't try to coach. Did they ask you? I thought they did, didn't they?
They asked me, but I was unavailable. Dr. Timothy Kremchek and an investment group looked at the deal last week and said no mas, no money. The guy running the Marshals is a character, shall we say, who have somewhat questioned no
Well, he's gone. He's out of town.
Find
He's
him.
hiding.
You
Yeah.
can't find him with a search warrant.
He's done.
But the Marshals are going the way of Enron.
They found Deep Throat. They can find this guy.
Hey, minor league sports. Can any minor league sports successfully make it in this town?
Hockey can, and hockey has. I mean,
But
it
the
can
Ducks
survive.
are gone. I mean,
but they're gone, and it wasn't the Garden's fault, and it wasn't Cincinnati's fault. It wasn't lack of attendance's fault. It just was a situation where there was probably a better deal where they were. But minor league hockey, everything else has been schlock and awful, and there's no reason for it. Any other team that tries is just stupid.
Willie, what do you put at U.S. Bank Arena?
Well, I put a cage match with Nancy Zimpher against Bob Huggins.
Oh.
You could fill up the place, get her in some cute little plaid
Can we
outfit.
get Phil Cox in
and
that
I like
too?
to have Huggins go after him real hard because Nancy Zimpher needs help. And Huggins, can you see Huggins marching to the Final Four, taking a job maybe at the University of Connecticut when they fire Calhoun and Nancy Zimpher with omelet all over her face? It couldn't happen to a nicer lady.
She'll look hot in those fishnet stockings, though, Willie.
She does look good.
Yes, she does.
I don't think she does.
Yeah.
You're still thinking about that movie Deep
On that
Throat.
note, Willie, Skinny, who asked you? Guys, thanks for coming in tonight. You made the call, now the results. We asked, should the Reds fire manager Dave Miley? 57% say yes, he's at least partially to blame for the team's struggles. Thanks if you're one of the more than 700 callers who phoned us here tonight.